and welcome to So Mandy So What. Today is the day that I am tackling my batting scraps. I have lots of little pieces that have been left over from various projects, and now I've got to do something with them. They're unusable like they are unless I want to do mini projects, which I don't. So my goal is today to sew as many together to make some bigger blocks, and then just to do some that the size to make mug rugs out of. So the way in which that I do it is probably the same as most people, is I lay the two pieces, butt them up to side by side, butt them up together, and then just do a really wide zigzag. So let's get started. Okay, so this is my pile of scraps of off-cut batting. So there's some strips, there's small, large, bigger pieces, slightly bigger pieces, but all of them are a bit useless. These ones I've already started. I had previously sewn some together and used them. Now I just want to add on to them. So I am going to, obviously some of these really tiny ones, we're not even going to waste our time with them. So, I mean, they are useful if you were making bag straps, but I'm probably not going to keep them. But anyway, let's turn these pieces into something that is a little bit more usable. Okay, so before I start sewing them together, I'm actually going to put a nice straight edge on them. Okay, so that one's fairly straight anyway. And that way I have got something that I can make sure that when they do join together, they're going to be so once I've joined a few together, then I will come back and re-trim them. But so you don't want to make this project bigger than Ben Hur either, because so the nice straight side together, and then we can put some of these bits aside and see what we're doing. Oh, don't throw them on the floor, Mandy. That's not going to help. And let's cut this previous stitching off there. And keep going. This one here. My goal is just to get a few pieces that are going to line up, and then let's have a look. I'm actually going to cut this stitching off because it's a little bit wonky and I don't really feel like having wonky, so we'll cut that one. That's one that I had started to sew together before, and I think they were just a little off. So good. Put these pieces together. That one off, and that one. That bit there. We may put them back together, we may not. Okay, let's have a look here. What else we got here? should be doing this a lot more frequently. Okay, so here we are with trusty old Daryl, and let's get him set up to go. So I'm going to select sewing, and then I'm going to select a wide zigzag. So in the 113, which gives me a really wide zigzag. Now it defaults to 5mm with a stitch length of 1. I'm going to increase this up to as far as it will go, which is 7, and then I'm going to make the stitch length 1.4, and I think that will be just perfect. So let's grab a couple of pieces and get sewing. So I do like to make a straight edge with the rotary cutter on each of them, so that when you join them together, when you butt them up, they actually are nice and even. So I've got my 2 pieces. I've already joined this one together, and I'm just going to add another one onto the side to make it nice and wide. And this will be just for a mug rug, and just laying them next to each other, and down we go. Now, I do have my walking foot on. I don't know if that's absolutely necessary, but I do like the fact that it's got a really wide foot that holds those 2 batting pieces down nice and flat for me. And there we go. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's one block. I'm just going to leave that like that, because that's a perfect size to use for the in the hoop mug rugs, or even for a pot holder. So anyway, I'm going to work through my pile and see what we can do. So that's my pile of Frankenbatting done for the day, and I found I've made a pretty good headway. I've still got a heap of batting scraps left, but we will work through them. At least now I've got some usable pieces that I can use in the next few projects that I'll be doing, and we shall continue on to fight another day with the batting. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.